The night was unusually cold. Not the kind of cold you just feel on your skin. It seeps inside you, settles in your chest, and makes every breath heavier. Artyom had been driving for several hours. At first, the road seemed normal, but with every passing minute, it became less and less familiar. The streetlights disappeared, then the road markings faded away, and eventually, even the asphalt began to look like it hadn't been repaired in decades. The GPS still showed a route, but the map wasn't updating. The arrow just moved across an empty grey space. Artyom frowned and leaned closer to the screen. Seriously, there was no signal. The radio had turned into a dull static noise. Even the usual sounds of the road were gone. No passing cars, no wind, not even the rustling of leaves. The forest on both sides stood completely still, like a set piece. And that's when he saw the light. At first, it was just a faint glow in the fog. Then it became clearer. Headlights. A car was standing right in the middle of the road. Artyom instinctively slowed down. His grip tightened on the steering wheel. An old sedan. Dirty. Covered in grime. As if it had been sitting there for days. The headlights were on. The driver's door was slightly open, but inside there was no one. A deep sense of unease crept inside him. Not just anxiety, a clear, almost physical feeling that he needed to leave immediately, but instead he stopped. For a few seconds, he just sat there, staring at the strange car ahead. Two thoughts fought inside his head. Keep driving. What if someone needs help? In the end, he made the choice he would regret. Artyom opened the door and stepped out. The cold hit him instantly. The air felt thick, heavy, and the fog seemed to tighten around him. Hey, is anyone there? No response. He took a few steps forward, hearing the soft, wet sound of the road beneath his feet. And then, a sound. Behind him, a slow step. He turned sharply. No one. But then he looked down. A footprint. Fresh, wet. Right in front of him. Then another. And another. The footprints were appearing one by one, as if something invisible was walking toward him. At that moment, the fear became real. Heavy. Crushing. Artyom stepped back. Then another step. The footprints didn't stop. They were getting closer. He ran. He jumped back into the car, slammed the door shut, and locked it immediately. His hands trembled as he tried to start the engine. Nothing. The headlights flickered and went out. The engine died. Darkness swallowed everything. And in that darkness, he heard breathing. Behind him. Slow, calm. Not his. Artyom froze. His body refused to move. Only his eyes slowly lifted to the rearview mirror. And there, on the back seat, it was sitting. At first, just a shape. Then clearer. A human figure, but wrong. Distorted. Its face was gone. A smooth, pale surface. And then, a smile began to form. Slowly. Too wide. Impossible. Artyom turned around in panic. Empty. Nothing there. He gasped. This isn't real. Knock. On the window. He turned his head. Outside. Right next to the glass. It was standing there. Smiling. The lights suddenly came back on. The engine started. The thing was gone. Artyom didn't think. He hit the gas and drove. He drove for a long time. Time didn't feel real anymore. But the feeling never left. He didn't see it, but he felt it. A gaze. From behind. Constant. Unblinking. Eventually, he saw a light ahead. A gas station. Real. Alive. He stopped and rushed inside. A man stood behind the counter. Calm. Too calm. There was a car and something. The man looked at him and asked one question. Did you stop? Artyom froze. Yes. The man nodded. Then it's already with you. A chill ran through him. What is it? The man leaned slightly forward. This road isn't normal. It has one rule. What rule? Don't stop. Silence. And now you'll take it where it wants to go. Where? The man paused. Back to where you stopped. The lights flickered. For a moment, everything went dark. When the light came back, Artyom saw a reflection in the glass. A silhouette. Behind him. He turned. Nothing. It's no longer waiting, the man said quietly. Artyom slowly looked outside. His car door was open. He knew he had no choice. When he got back inside, the engine started on its own. And in the mirror, it was there again. Sitting. Watching. Smiling. What do you want? He whispered. The answer came instantly. Inside his head. Drive. The GPS turned on by itself. On the screen. Destination. 0 kilometers. The road ahead changed. And soon, he saw that same car again. Headlights. Fog. Silence. No, I won't stop. But the steering wheel began to move on its own. The car slowed down. He pressed the gas. Nothing. No. The car stopped. Exactly at the same spot. The back door opened. He felt it getting out. Silence. Absolute silence. Then the driver's door slowly opened. Cold air rushed in. And a voice whispered, "Now you stay." Morning. The road looked normal again. Almost. Except for one thing. A car stood in the middle of it. Headlights on. Door slightly open. Inside. No one. But if you look closely, on the back seat, you can see faint, wet footprints. The night was dark and damp. Daniil was driving along a forest road that seemed endless. At first, everything was calm. The crunch of tires on gravel, the faint glow of headlights, dense forest on either side. But after a few kilometers, the road began to disappear. First, cracks in the asphalt, then gaps, and finally, only a narrow dirt track, hidden in fog. Is this really a road? Daniil muttered, gripping the wheel. His phone had no signal. The radio turned to static, and the wind suddenly died down, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. With every turn, the forest seemed denser. The trees stood too close together, and the fog spread across the ground like white cloth. He noticed a path leading deeper into the woods. Maybe this is a shortcut, he thought, and turned. The headlights illuminated only the first few meters. The forest felt alive. Branches creaked. Leaves rustled, as if someone was walking nearby. Yet there were no footsteps. After a few minutes, he realized the path had vanished. Ahead of him was a wall of trees, dense darkness, and impenetrable fog. Damn, where am I? He whispered. Daniil got out of the car. The air was wet, cold, and with every step, it felt as if the forest was swallowing him. He walked along the narrow trail, trying to find his way back. Just keep going straight, he repeated to calm himself. Suddenly a crackling sound. To his left, where the fog was thicker, something was moving. Who's there? He shouted, but the answer was silence. Then a figure flickered between the trees. Tall, black, like a human silhouette, but unrealistically thin, unnatural. Daniil froze. The figure disappeared as suddenly as it appeared. He quickened his pace. The fog grew thicker. The path he was on seemed to vanish. A faint whisper sounded, not in his ears, but in his mind. You shouldn't be here. His heart raced. His breathing became ragged. He tried to go back, but everything looked the same. Trees, fog, darkness. Then footprints appeared on the ground. Wet, large as if someone was walking right behind him. The prints didn't vanish. They were getting closer. "No, this can't be," Daniil whispered, picking up speed. He found an old, dilapidated wooden house. The door was ajar, darkness inside absolute. He peeked in. Nothing was there. But the smell, damp, rotten. As if someone had lived there for a long time. "I'll just go in for a minute," he told himself. But as soon as he stepped inside, the door slammed shut on its own. Outside, silence again. But something moved by the window. He looked up. Through the darkness and fog, he saw a silhouette. Faceless, but with a terrifyingly wide smile. Daniil ran back into the forest. With every step, it felt like he was returning from where he came. But the forest changed again. The path was gone. The road had vanished. He ran, falling, getting up. The wind suddenly picked up, howling through the trees. The whisper grew louder. "You will never find the way." His heart pounded so hard it felt like all the forest animals could hear it. He heard footsteps behind him again. Slow, heavy. He turned. The figure was there. Black, tall, faceless. He heard his own scream. But the sound quickly vanished, swallowed by the forest. The fog thickened, and the way back disappeared. He stumbled upon a stream. The water was murky and cold. He tried walking along it, hoping to find the road, but the footsteps came again. Now they were in front of him. He froze. In the water, a reflection appeared, but it wasn't his face. Smooth, eyeless, with a grotesque smile. Daniil ran along the stream. Nothing was visible. With every step, he heard breathing behind him. Heavy, foreign, cold. He came across a small clearing. Among the trees stood an old car, empty, headlights off. He got inside, trying to catch his breath. The door slammed shut on its own, and in the rearview mirror, he saw a silhouette on the back seat. "No," he muttered. A voice whispered, "You won't leave this place." Daniil started the car. The headlights turned on. The road ahead vanished again into thick fog. He drove, not knowing where he was going. Everything around him shifted. The trees stretched, the fog thickened, the ground under the wheels seemed to slip away. Footprints appeared again and again. Now right on the road. Breathing could be felt in the cabin next to him. Though he was alone, he tried to accelerate, but the gas pedal didn't respond. The figure appeared behind him, at the back, wide smile, and the voice whispered again, "You will stay here forever." Morning came too quickly. The forest looked normal again, but the road was gone, and the clearing with the car could no longer be found. If you look closely at the trees in the fog, you can see a shadow that's always watching, and if you ever go into that forest at night, better don't leave the road.